Alright, back with another video of the GLI, and today I'm going to be doing something that I've been wanting to do for some time. Ever since I swapped the turbo out, I noticed that the outlet of the turbo, or the turbo muffler, looked really restrictive. One of the things that I'm trying to accomplish with the future mods and retuning is to try to get more smooth and consistent power delivery. And I think one of the biggest first steps that I can take is to remove as much restriction as I can. Currently, I do have an upgraded intercooler. You can actually see behind the condenser the aluminum. It's a stock location upgrade. Maybe you can see it down here as well. It's a stock location upgrade, and it does provide better flow. It also is larger and has better cooling capacity than the OEM one. So the next step is to install this. This is our turbo muffler delete. I haven't had the best experience with ECS parts, but I think that this should fit just fine. The turbo outlet pipe was changed as well because the OEM one would not fit up to the aftermarket intercooler. So I am running the ECS tuning turbo outlet pipe, and it's not the best quality, if I'm being honest. I'll show up close later on of the powder coating actually stripping away from the pipe, from the heat that's generated around the motor. But for my purposes, it gets the job done. You can't see it, so I'm not too worried about the cosmetics as long as it works. I haven't had any issues with it popping off and whatnot, so I really can't complain too much there. All right, I just got the turbo outlet pipe out. You can see everything is still looking pretty good. You see the aftermarket intercooler in there. This is still hanging on. And then you can see the turbo all the way up there. I don't think those will be too bad to get to. I really hope they're not. But this is the turbo outlet pipe by ECS. And this is what I mean. This powder coat quality is horrendous. I mean, just like, it just flakes off. But inside of the pipe is clean, and this gets the job done. So that's all I'm concerned with. As long as it works, it works. But yeah, wish ECS had a little bit better quality on their wrinkle powder coating, because that's like unacceptable. Especially when this is like, what do they charge for it? $200 for this kit? For this? It's just a pipe that's powder coated? Do better. Alright, so the OEM one is out, and this is what I'm kind of getting at here. I know a lot of the MQB ones, I don't think that the difference is this huge, but this is the difference in openings between the two turbo mufflers side by side. So I'm less worried about sound, and I saw that this actually looks like it'll be quite substantially larger. So this is the stock one. These are the openings where you get that, muffler effect. So from what I've seen, these don't really do a whole lot for sound, but I'm just looking at that opening size. Hopefully this should be a lot less restrictive for this hybrid turbo that we got. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this one on. I'm gonna look at the torque specs, and I'm also gonna apply just a little bit of blue Loctite on the bolts for this guy. But yeah, this takes maybe 20-30 minutes to get out of the car. It's really not that bad. 2 bolts you can get from below, 1 bolt you can get from inside the engine bay. And yeah, not a bad job at all. I think it's actually quite a bit harder on the MQB cars. So one of the rare pros of this platform. All right, new turbo muffler is on the turbo. Took it off and on a couple times. I was nervous about the O-ring that sits inside of there coming off, but it actually goes in really easy. I didn't find a torque spec, so I'm just gonna go with 10 foot-pounds. I think that's okay. I don't think that'll be over tightening them at all. Yeah, I'm gonna do the 10 foot-pounds, and then I'm gonna try and get that boot over that, tighten it down, and hopefully should be wrapped up with this part of the job in at least maybe 15-20 minutes. and I'll change the oil and we'll take it out for a drive and see how it sounds. All right, it is all in. I had a slight concern with the silicone. It was kind of hitting the frame rail at first. So I was able to actually adjust this pipe so I could secure it to the motor like it's supposed to be. Still a bit of play in there, as there should be. God, dude, this pipe is just flaking everywhere. I'm gonna give it a start and see if there are any initial differences. I think I gotta drive it in order to hear something. So I've been doing some driving with the turbo muffler delete. If I'm being honest, there's not really a big difference in sound increase, but it is doing kind of what I hoped it would. One of the things I noticed after turbo swapping was I was getting a lot of turbo flutter. When building boost at low RPM, the car just kind of sounded like it was struggling for air. And it sounds now when I'm driving, the boost seems to come on a lot smoother and less kind of jerky and it just used to sound like the car was, you know, struggling, especially in the low RPMs. But now it feels like it comes on a lot smoother, and I haven't noticed the turbo flutter that we were getting before. Sound-wise, I wouldn't say that it made the turbo any louder. If anything, it just kind of made the turbo sound cleaner. So it's doing exactly what I had hoped for. Initially, I was going to do the dyno session on Saturday and install this turbo muffler on Sunday, but because of some rain yesterday, switched schedules, and we'll actually be able to see what this car puts down with the turbo muffler on its current setup. Given some other people's videos that I've watched, you know, their polls with a setup that's similar to this, I don't think that I'm making as much power as they are. But I could just be used to it, so this will definitely help to confirm it. So I'm going to drive over to the place to get dynoed now. And I will just cut to our first setup and poles on the dyno.
All right, go.
Just wrapped up the dyno session, and it confirmed everything that I was thinking. The car just felt underpowered, and yeah, it is. There are people who have the same setup with less boost, making more power, less fueling, less boost, and doing better. So we we got some kinks to work out with this thing for sure. Something's not quite right. It's not awful by any means. I mean, it's a 3,000 pound car making over 300 horsepower. It's doing pretty well. I'd say we're sitting about stock Golf R numbers, but I think we can do a little better. So yeah, I'll post the numbers up on the screen and let you guys take a look at it. And then, yeah, I think one of the next videos I'm going to be switching up the tune and getting this thing right. Thanks for watching. If you could leave a like or even hit the subscribe, that would be huge. I'm trying to bring more attention to these cars, their potential in this channel, so any help or support is highly appreciated. But thanks.